What's up everybody, Tommy Harr with the Real Side of Real Estate, and today I'm sitting in one of our beautiful new listings. But if you're flipping houses in 2025 and you are worried about the market, you need to be listening to this video. Today we're going to be talking about all the things that you need to do to get your house ready to put on the market and make sure that it sells quick and sells for the top amount that you need it to sell for. So let's get to it. All right guys, so I'm gonna walk you around this property. Notice how clean this place is. Notice the finishes. I'm not gonna kind of go through the nitty gritty on it, but I do want to talk about all the things that we had to do to get this place ready. So we just had professional photos today, about an hour ago, so it's gonna hit the market tomorrow. And this is what it looks like in every single one of my fix and flips when they hit the market. So you have beautiful staging. It's been professionally cleaned. It's been punched out 2 times. It's been inspected already. So we know everything that was gonna come up in the inspection on the backside. So the first thing that we do is we do a punch out. So the punch out is, and I'll put it down in the show notes, you can have my exact punch out, I'll give you the exact template. It's about 10 pages and it's running through the project and blue taping the walls, making sure the lights work, making sure the outlets are wired right, making sure there's no leaks, making sure the door's shut, making sure the cabinets close and they don't smack each other. Small things that you need to do to get this project to the end line. So if it's anything like this house, we just spent $80,000 renovating this place to get it to where it looks like this. Now, this is the buyer's first time ever seeing this house. They're gonna see the little imperfections. You've been maybe in this project for 3, 4, 5 months. You may not see it, they're gonna see it. So make sure you bring somebody in the punch out that's unbiased. Your contractor needs to be there, but you need to bring somebody like your designer or your realtor. So for us, my realtor comes, who's my mom, she comes and punches it out with my project team. I'm completely out of these now because I get emotional, I get upset, I feel like they're attacking me and what I've done, but they're just wanting to sell the house and making sure it's right. So that's a big thing. You need to have an unbiased person come in, punch this place out, and make sure it looks as beautiful as this project does right here. So the first thing we do is punch it out. Right after that, kind of simultaneously, we do what's called a pre-listing inspection. Now, back a couple years ago, you could put anything on the market and it's gonna sell. This is 2025, maybe 2026 if you're watching this. The market is not as hot as it was. Buyers have more options, inventory's going up. You have to have a product that is great and functions well. That means you need somebody to come in this house and look it over top to bottom, mechanically, operationally, and also cosmetically. So what I do is I have my home inspection company, and you can have your own. I just have a family home inspection company, which my dad owns. But he comes in and he looks at it as if it's any other project. And let me read you exactly what he found in this house. So this project was completely done. And he has probably, I think, 30 items right here. I'm not gonna read you everything out. And it doesn't have to be an actual, you need it to be a full inspection. But it doesn't need to be like a formal report. You just need to know what in the world you're getting yourself into. So we've got some sagging in the rear deck, tile downspouts, underground drains on both sides. Toilets loose in the half bath. The bath exhaust needs to be tied to the exterior. The sagging plywood and the roof deck in the rear of the house needing in the attic access. It could use some reinforcement. The grounds and neutrals on the same bus bar in the sub panel. The drain line from the garage sink is broken in the basement. Visible rot in the bandboard of the crawl space. Raccoon feces in the attic. The dryer currently vents into the garage. So those are just one of maybe the 30 or a couple of the 30 items that they found in this house that maybe you didn't see, because sometimes you don't even do an inspection on the front side. But guess what? When this house goes into contract on the back side for a buyer, guess what they're gonna be doing? They're gonna be doing a full-blown home inspection on this house, and they're gonna find all of those things. And if they're paying top dollar for a house, and another thing on top of that is they're already wary about buying a flip, because a flip gets bad rap. They already are being told by their family, their friend, and maybe their agent that you gotta watch out for people that put lipstick on a pig. So now you don't wanna be the flipper that puts lipstick on a pig. You don't wanna do that. So the way we mitigate that in my business is doing all of these things. Pre-listing inspection, making sure that when that inspection comes, that inspector walks out of there and he's like, you know, this is a pretty nice house. And I know that because I was a home inspector for a long time, and every now and again you walk out of a house and you look at each other and be like, that was a nice house, but it's not that often. So you want to be that person that has those types of products. So we do the punch out inspection, we do the pre-listing inspection. After that, we do a professional final clean. So if you look everywhere in this house, now it's hard to see through a camera, but it needs to be perfectly clean. Now, like, to me, this little dust stuff in my shower is almost unacceptable. It needs to be perfect, and I call it a post-construction clean, because if you hire somebody to just do a regular home clean, they're not gonna do what it takes. You have to mop the floors 3 or 4 times. You have to really scrub the windows. You gotta get all of the debris out of your ductwork. You have to really understand that you're gonna pay probably $300 to $500 for these cleans. Do it though. It makes a hell of a difference. So once the property is cleaned, we will then stage the property. So right here is our primary bedroom, and you can see our bathroom. We've got a bed. It's an air mattress, right? But it makes you feel like you're in that house. I'm gonna turn this light off real quick. It makes you feel like you can feel yourself living in this home. A lot of people don't have that vision. So being able to show them what it's like to live in this home allows you to sell the houses for more and allows you to sell the houses faster. Now we pay about $1,600 a pop to stage a house, and that's gonna be the primary bedroom, it's gonna be the kitchen, it's gonna be the living room and the dining room and all the bathrooms. So staging is another major piece. And then what we also do is we do a final landscape. That's part of the punch out. We'll go outside and kind of show you what the outside looks like, but everything needs to be perfect, because what I want to also kind of continue to say this is the first time that your buyer has seen the house. If it's not clean, if it's not ready, if it's not mowed, if it's not tidy, you're not gonna sell the house, especially when the market is tight. So make sure you're doing all of these things. It's extremely important. It may sound like overkill, but if you don't take all of these steps, and then also when it's listed, if things may not sell right away in your market, which is normal, by the way, make sure you have people or you going into that project every week, cleaning up, dropping booties in the front of the house so people don't wear their shoes in the house, making sure there's not traipsing in mud, making sure that there's no leaks. All of those things are important, because people are gonna get freaked out if they come into your house and it's not perfect. So let's go outside, we'll finish up this video kind of showing you what this place looks like. Like I said, this house was a full-ish remodel. We put about 80 grand into this place. So we just spent 3 months, 2-3 months, 80 grand, that's a lot of time and a lot of money. You wanna make sure that you're getting the most out of these houses. Yeah, so out here, there's a few things that we do. I mean, we obviously landscape the general areas. This house is a little different because it's got a big side area. We pavered all the way to our back deck. You just gotta make sure like all your light bulbs have the same light bulbs. Make sure that your outlets all work properly. Because what people are gonna do is they're gonna come in and they're gonna be like, oh wow, what else did they skip over if they didn't do the small things right? So to kind of recap this whole video, the first thing that we do, right when the project's about done, we punch it out. Don't wait until your contractors are gone. Make sure they're still doing a few things. Punch the project out, make sure it's done, bring your home inspection in, then fix most of those items, and then do your final clean, and then stage the property, and then list it. So there's 5 steps that you need to do to get the property onto the market to get the highest dollar amount. If you're the one doing everything, cleaning, you're gonna miss things. So make sure, and this is also a way to systemize your business, and I'm not a part of this stuff anymore, right? Because my business has been, I put steps in place, and I put people in the right place to be able to do these things, and they know how to do it. If you wanna learn the real side of real estate, we have what's called a $99 a month Kickstarter program. So for $99 a month, you can learn all of this stuff. I think my flipping training is 40 to 50 hours long, and also there's an 8 to 10 hour wholesaling training. So if you want that and then a private Facebook community, there's no obligation. You can cancel anytime. I highly recommend checking that out. It's also going to be in the show notes. But until next time, like, subscribe for the real side of real estate. See you next time.